discuss about the glycolysis in cancer. So,
Yeah.
as you all know that what is cancer? If we talk about the cancer or the tumor, then these cancers or tumors they can be described with their hallmarks. Means all such type of cancer they should have those things. Then only we will call them as the cancer. So, what are these hallmarks for describing a cancer? It might include uh, the it should have the proliferative signaling. Uh, there should be uncontrolled proliferative in nature, and they they should be resistant to apoptosis. Means they will not go under apoptotic death, and uh, as they are growing in the size to so that to make the blood supply, uh, there should be angiogenesis among between the cell mass, and they should acquire the immortality, replicative immortality. And then other hallmark for the cancer that they would have the metastatic activating properties, and they should have some mechanism that so that they will evade the growth suppressors, so that they will remain in continuous growth phase, and leads to a cancer. So these are the few hallmarks for cancer, which were reviewed by Han in 2000, in 2011. But way back in 1920, uh, the Warburg and Corey, they also postulate this and they demonstrate this uh, energy need of the cancers. And
सर स्लाइड नहीं शो कर रहा है सर.
so this is the Warburg effect, and this type of effect is shown by various different type of cancer cells, and this Warburg effect is also confirmed by various other scientists. So, for example, the Brandis, he used the cancer cells, uh, and he incubated in the labeled glucose, and he found that the glycolytic metabolites, glycolytic intermediates, they are more in the cancer cell. So he supports the Warburg effect. Means glycolysis is more in the cancer cells instead of the oxidative phosphorylation, even in the presence of oxygen. And then other scientists, that is the uh, Fantin. He also observed that if we inhibit the lactate dehydrogenase enzyme, then the tumorogenicity of the cells is reduced. Means somewhat the glycolysis is related with the tumorogenicity. If the glycolysis is more, then tumorogenicity or the metastasis or the cancer properties of the cell mass will be more in comparison if the oxidative phosphorylation is more. So what they postulate that the oxidative phosphorylation is defunct in the cancer cell. This is the around 30th 1930th research, but nowadays we all know that such type of evidence is not there, that the the Krebs cycle or the oxidative phosphorylation is defunct in the cancer cell. The machinery of the TCA cycle is there, but because of some reprogramming, sometimes some cancer cells they expresses the glycolytic intermediate more, and in some conditions, some different type of cancer cells they shows the They shows the Krebs cycle intermediate or enzyme more. So various different क्या बता रहा था lactate I think. Then after the Schultz, they showed that the mitochondrial oxidative, all such type of experiments they do in vitro. And for in vitro conditions, the media contains high level of glucose. So in the high level of glucose, it might be not the similar results. It might not produce the similar result as in vivo condition. So there is sometimes scientists that do experiments with different concentration of the glucose. What they did, that take the different type of cell lines and they calculate the oxygen consumption rate that demonstrate the mitochondrial activation or the mitochondrial function, and the extracellular acidification rate means the glycolytic pathway, the concentration of the lactate in the extracellular fluid, with different type of cell lines with two different concentration of the glucose. When they incubate these cells, cancer cells, in high level of glucose, various cell types, they shows the Warburg effect. What is Warburg effect? It is the lower mitochondrial function and higher acidity, higher lactate concentration. And some cells shows the moderate type of oxygen consumption and the extracellular acidification. But in case of lower glucose concentration, no cell shows the Warburg effect. All cells shows the moderate to high oxygen consumption and very low extracellular acidity. So there are challenges or the opposing research has been done to the Warburg effect. So not all the cancer cells shows the Warburg effect, but yes, the cancer cells, some cancer cells shows the Warburg effect. So in the books, it is written as that the cancer cachexia. What is cancer cachexia? They postulated or they hypothesized that the cancer cells, they are high in glycolysis rate. So the end product of the glycolysis is lactate, and then this lactate is reconverted through gluconeogenesis into glucose, which is a energy consuming pathway. So that's why the energy is diverted for the gluconeogenesis and leads to cancer cachexia. So जो आपका ये एक्सपेरिमेंट है, इसके थ्रू बताया कि जो ग्लूकोज कंसंट्रेशन है वो इम्पोर्टेंट है, और अगर जो थेरेप्यूटिक्स का हम एस्टिमेशन कर रहे हैं फॉर द कैंसर, तो ग्लूकोज कंसंट्रेशन एक इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट होना चाहिए. अगर हाई लेवल पे हम उसका एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रहे हैं, देन इन द इनसाइड और इन वाइवो कंडीशन such high level of glucose will not be there. तो यहाँ पे जो हमें इफेक्ट मिल रहे होंगे, हो सकता है जब हम उसको एनिमल में टेस्ट करें या ह्यूमन में टेस्ट करें, तो जो आपको इन विट्रो में रिजल्ट आ रहे थे, मान लो वहाँ काफी प्रॉमिसिंग रिजल्ट आए हैं, तो जरूरी नहीं है कि वो इन वाइवो कंडीशन में भी आए. हो सकता है आए, लेकिन बिकॉज ऑफ वन फैक्टर ऑफ ग्लूकोज it might not be there. So you have to take care of the glucose concentration also in your research. And for diagnosis of the cancer, one technique is commonly used, that is the PET, the positron emission tomography. For the cancer detection, one molecule that is radio-labeled glucose tracer, that is the fluorodeoxyglucose, is used. This fluorodeoxyglucose, it is taken up by the cells using the glucose transporter, and when it come inside the into the cell, this is converted by the enzyme hexokinase into fluorodeoxy glucose 6 phosphate, and then it will not be excreted by the cell. It will entrapped inside the cell, and it will give you the position or the positive PET image. So wherever the uh, the cancer cells, they are assumed that they are energy deficient, means they requires the more glucose. So the glucose transporter are more active, and they engulf the, or they taken up the glucose along with this radio tracer. So wherever these positive images are inside the body, then we can assume that yes, these are the patches or these are the tumor mass. So using these tracer molecules, we analyze or we diagnose the cancer tissues. But there is one problem with uh, these tracers, that the only merely presence of the tracer at particular place is not a direct correlation with the high glycolytic rate, uh, as it was if we are assuming that this is the Warburg effect, then it will not be there. The more uptake of this tracer, glucose tracer, it doesn't directly correlate with the increased glycolytic rate. So, and second thing, the positive images of the higher glycolytic pathway or higher uptake is also can be related with the highly active organs like the brain and the heart. They will give the positive image with this tracer, because they are very active tissues inside the body. And other drawback for this technique is that the if there is inflammatory site, then this inflammatory site will also give you a positive image. Say for example, the Hodgkin lymphoma. This Hodgkin lymphoma, it contains only around 10 to 15% cancer cells, and rest 80 to 85% they are inflammatory cells. But it gives you the positive PET image. So there are some limitations with these technique, and uh, if we talk about the Warburg, there is one more phenomena in the cancer cells, that is the reverse Warburg effect. In the Warburg effect, what is there? It reduces the oxidative phosphorylation or the Krebs cycle activity. But in the reverse Warburg effect, the Krebs cycle activity is more. What is the reverse Warburg effect? It is generally associated with the cancer cell associated fibroblast. And why we are studying this reverse Warburg effect? Because uh, for certain images, the PET scan, it give a little bit larger picture of the cancer because of this reverse Warburg effect, because of the difference in the cancer microenvironment. So if you talk about this reverse Warburg effect, the cancer cells, they produces the hydrogen peroxide, and these are released into the extracellular fluid. and it will create an oxidative stress to the fibroblast, cancer cell associated fibroblast. So when these cells they come into they come into the stress, when these cells come into the stress, then these fibroblast cells they shifted over the glycolytic pathway instead of the oxidative phosphorylation, and it synthesizes the lactate, and this lactate is released from this MCT4 transporter, that is the monocarboxylase transporter, and release this lactate into the extracellular fluid, and then these are taken up by the cancer cell, and these lactate used for the energy purpose using the TCA cycle. So this is the reverse Warburg effect. Uh, so here one thing, that lactate is used for the energy purpose by the cancer cell. So these cancer cell and the fibroblast, they remain in symbiont position, that these cancer cells they releases the hydrogen peroxide, and it creates the increase in the glycolytic power and release of the lactate, and lactate they are used for the energy purposes by the cancer cell, and this type of association is also present inside the cell with the astrocytes and the neuronal cells. As the astrocytes, these are energy hungry or the glucose hungry. They remain in the glycolytic pathway or the glycolytic stage. These astrocytes they release the glucose, they release the lactate by glycolytic pathway, and these lactate they are taken up by the neurons and really use these lactate for the energy purpose using the TCA cycle. So these astrocytes and the neurons they remain as chemically symbiont position. So so with the study of these Warburg effect and the reverse Warburg effect, the cancer, all the cancer cells does not show the Warburg effect, and all the cancer cells also does not show the reverse Warburg effect. So the study of these mechanism, how the cancer cells they reprogramming themselves for the energy purposes or energy